Satyam Bada Dharmachara, Satyamev Jayate. Good evening, friends. Subh Sandhya. I am Bipul Kumar. Welcome all of you. Today news days on income tax, GST, and corporate laws. Let's start news from income tax. Delhi Tribunal 10% embargo on payment of the interest wasn't applicable if refund arising due to self-assessment tax before 1st June 2016. In this case, provision of section 244A subsection 1A clearly lays down that where refund arising out of the prepaid taxes such as TCS, TDS, advance tax is less than 10% of the tax, no interest is allowable. Provisions to section 244A subsection 1A which restricts interest on amount if refund is less than 10% of the tax as determined under subsection 1 to section 244A is applicable and has to be considered for the computational purpose of interest computable for refund payable under section 244A subsection 1A. However, since there is no proviso attached to subclause B, embargo of 10% is not applicable for calculation of interest for refund arising out of the payment of self-assessment tax. Next case, Pune Tribunal held in a case that capital contribution by partners can't be treated as interest-free funds if firm paying interest on it. In this case, there are three decisions taken. First, in case of the bogus purchase, ad hoc addition cannot be made. Rather, same has to be made to stand off difference between the gross profit rate on genuine purchases and gross profit rate on hawala purchases. And second, once reassessment proceedings are held to be validly initiated, assessing officer is free to assess any other income which comes to his notice in course of the proceeding under section 147. And third, where assessee challenge disallowances made under section 36 subsection 1 clause 3 on ground that it had surplus interest free fund available in form of capital contribution of partners for making investment in non-business purposes. In view of the fact that once assessee paid interest on capital contributed by partner, it no more remain interest-free fund, because a standing definition of interest under section 2 clause 28A read in juxtaposition to section 40B plea raised to by assessee was to be rejected. And third case, Delhi Tribunal. Delhi Tribunal held in a case that TDS disallowance under section 40A to be made even on sum which wasn't payable at year end, where assessee did not deduct TDS on amount paid on account of shipment charges to a company during year under consideration. Assessing officer had rightly made disallowances under section 40A of 30% of the said expenses. The news on the transfer pricing. Mumbai Tribunal held in a case that no addition if uniform policy was adopted for not charging interest on export receivable from both associated enterprises and non-associated enterprises. In this case, where assessee was adopting uniform policy for not charging interest on export receivable from both associated enterprises as well as non-associated enterprises, no addition to assessee arm's length price on account of the notional interest in respect of delay in export receivable from associated enterprises was warranted. Let's cover news on GST. AAR Karnataka, services can't be called a necessary bundle where buyer has an option to choose services separately out of the bundle package of the bundle services supplied by the appellant for a single price in terms of a relocation management service agreement and a statement of work is a mixed supply in terms of section 2 clause 74, and taxability of the mixed supply will be determined in terms of section 8b. In this case, in addition, appellant also provide different package of the bundle services, and there is a specific rate for each such package. Client may choose several individual services from list called as a la carte services, or may opt for any package. However, it cannot be said that services are so bundled in ordinary course of business. Moreover, fact that client can choose from its list of services based on the employee requirements show that there is no natural bundling of services in this case. Bundling of services is a construct of the appellant business model to which there is a commercial expediency. They are bundled based on requirement of client. Therefore, a la carte services provided by the appellant relating to the employee relocation is neither a composite supply nor a mixed supply. There's a beautiful quotation. In this case, service can't be called a naturally wonder where buyer has an option to choose services separately out of the bundle package of the bundle services supplied by the appellant for a single price in terms of relocation management services, and a statement of work is a mixed supply in terms of section 21, and taxability of mixed supply will be. So please remember this point, that naturally wonder where can't say naturally bundle of services where a buyer has the option to choose services separately out of the bundle package. Sister Chandigarh, GST ambulance is classifiable under heading number 8702. And next case, advanced authority ruling Kerala. Silicone insole and heel cushions are parts of the footwear classifiable under the heading 6406, attracting 18% GST. And next case, Delhi High Court. Delhi High Court ITC blocked on the telecommunication tower and construction of the immovable property challenge before the Delhi High Court. In this case, where read petition was filed challenging legality of the explanation to section 17 subsection 5d to extend it exclude telecommunication towers from meaning of the term plant and machinery, and to extend it a diverse input tax credit on construction of immovable property matter to be listed on 20th November 2020 to examine legality and validity of the explanation to section 17 subsection 5 clause D. Let's cover on GST custom circular 40 upon 2020 dated 4 September 2020. Faceless assessment in customs. All ports of import and goods shall be governed under the Finance Act by 31st October 2020. CBIC has decided to roll out the faceless assessment at an all India level in all ports of the import and for all imported goods by 31st October 2020. Gujarat High Court SAGE unit can claim refund of the ITC of the GST distributed by ISD units. Gujarat High Court held in this case that SAGE unit can claim refund of the input tax credit of GST distributed by the ISD unit. It is held that as there is no specific supplier who can claim the refund, therefore petitioner being SAGE unit can claim refund of the ITC. In company law, Supreme Court allows telecom companies to pay AGR dues arising from use of the spectrum within 10 years in equal installments. In this case, where there were huge areas on telecom companies concerning a spectrum licenses, telecom companies were to be allowed to pay adjusted gross revenue charges within a period of 10 years in equal yearly installment, and for demand raised by the Department of Telecom in respect of AGR dues determined by instant code, there shall not be any dispute raised by any telecom operator, and there shall not be any reassessment further in event of any default in making payment of annual installment. Interest would be become payable as per the agreement along with penalty, and interest on penalty automatically without reference to court. Beside, it would be punishable for contempt of court. Thank you, friends. Thank you for watching news desk on the income tax, GST, and corporate laws. Please share among the professional colleagues and students so that they can get updation on regular basis on GST, income tax, international taxation, FEMA, company law. We are trying to cover on SEBI and IBC and others allied law. So please share among the professional colleagues, and uh, uh, subscribe my channel so that they can get updates on regular basis. Thank you so much.